had to get my mind stretched. I had to fix my attitude, adjust my dreamer. My dreamer was kind of broke a little bit, so I had to get in there. And you heard Jim Rohn say, "Is that possible?" I remember this individual telling me this was the back of the house. And then I decided to do this. He has great vision, great imagination. He painted the picture. He even took me and talked about how before he could build the gymnasium and before he could build his 26-car garage there, that he had to figure out the drainage. I mean, great foresight, great vision so that all the water could run off and not flood the house. And now every bit of water in a flood runs to a certain place that waters his whole entire 30 acres, but also the 10-hole golf course that he owns on his own property. So, guys, it's all about producing people. It's how you're going to win. 1 point for a recruit that buys something, 2 points for a personal ambassador, and 3 points for a crown ambassador, guys. And I think Dr. Breakthrough put a few other things on that. But I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Breakthrough now so we can bring on our speaker. Hey, let's bring on the man. I'm telling you, the man above all men who's built big teams fast, built big teams in the millions, and he knows to help you build a big team fast. Dr. Breakthrough, it's breakthrough time. Shark.
Shark. Hey, it's a privilege and a pleasure, a treat and a treasure, a joy beyond measure to be able to have the impartation from Mr. Philip Hudgins, a very humble man, a man of God who simply allows the wisdom of God and the power of God to flow through him in the business realm. And so, my friend, you are in for a treat. So we're going to turn him loose because, again, Philip Hudgins has seriously, he said he's from the Big D, Danville, Virginia. I'm here in the Big D, Dallas, Texas, but he's got a heart bigger than Texas and Danville combined. I mean, the guy loves to have fun. I mean, incredible. We just laugh and joke when we're there, him and his lovely wife, Cammie. And yet, he's a very hard worker. He puts his head to the plow and he gets things done. He makes things happen, and he knows the facts. So, Mr. Philip Hudgins, come on, teach us, train us, empower us, encourage us, and help somebody to win. Pardon me. Help somebody to win, to get a chance to come down there like my wife Nadia and I have done and spend time with you. All righty, my brother. Peace and increase.
All right. Can you hear me, buddy?
Yes, sir.
All right. Guys, this is probably the fourth or fifth time I've spoken to you. And I say guys, I know there's ladies on the phone. You're one of the guys right now, okay? Just for terminology. Where I'm at in life is where my vision was years ago to get me to where I'm at. This morning, I want to talk to you very seriously about your vision. See, you may be on this phone and say, I could care less about a 30,000 square foot home. I could care less about a car collection. I could care less about this. But what do you care about? See, that's what you have to identify inside of you. My goals, my aspirations, my dreams are personal to me. Yours have to be personal to you. That's the first step. So whatever your vision is for you, your family, your legacy, all of the above, okay, you've got to internalize that and make it important to you. And that's when you'll get up early and you'll stay up late. Because you can't work for my goals. You can't work for Dr. Breakthrough's goals. You can't work for Pastor Kenny's goals. It's got to be you. It's got to be internalized for you. Now, the book I read in Proverbs says, "For where there is no vision, the people perish." So what is your vision? What is your vision for you, your family, and your extended family? Now, once you can identify that, folks, once you can get that down and really and truly say, I will do anything for this. As long as it's got integrity, as long as it's honorable, as long as it's not illegal, anything short of those things, I'll go work as hard as I can work to make this happen. See, I was up this morning at 6 o'clock my time. It's 8 o'clock my time. Just getting my head right, just getting in my quiet place, just going through what I really feel in my heart of hearts you guys need. So I was preparing. Do you prepare before you go out? You know, I had a call, Dr. Breakthrough, yesterday with a pretty huge guy in this industry that is coming back into the industry, and he's being wined and dined by 15 people with 15 different opportunities. And a lot of them are in the same industry I'm in. So the young lady that's trying to bring him in, don't take this the wrong way, but she's a duck trying to recruit an eagle. It don't work. So an eagle can recruit an eagle. Now there's a nugget there, folks. You got two of the most powerful people that I've met in this industry, developing, putting together this call, doing this every morning. And sometimes in your mind, you'll think, I don't need to get up tomorrow morning to hear it again. No, if anybody don't need to get up, it's the two people doing it. So you need to thank the good Lord above that you have two people, that's probably more, but two that I've met that care enough about you to take the time, energy, and effort out of their busy schedule to do this for you, to put things on every morning selflessly for you so that you can build whatever you want to build for your family. These guys have built it. They've done it. And they're helping others do it, okay? So here's some steps that I want to get to this morning. First off, to build anything, you have to build it in your mind, all right? So I want you to identify, when you write notes this morning, write them for you. You can make notes on what I say, but apply it to you personally. Apply it to you internally. You know, I listened to the call the other day when the pastor got on and talked about 7 or 8 bullet points that he took away from that meeting. And when he took those bullet points away, folks, you got to understand something. We were in different settings. We were in different locations. We were in a car riding by, showing him where I grew up, 3 rooms and a path. We were out to dinner. But he never left without his notepad. And when he got a nugget, he put it down. If he didn't have his notepad, if he left it in the car, he put it on his phone. But for him to come back and give 7 different things that he picked up, just little small nuggets, which will change your life, that pretty much amazed me how close attention he was paying to me. Now, some of you are excited to come to Hudgins Hills for the entertainment, and we're going to entertain you. We're going to have fun. We're going to eat good. We're going to laugh. You're going to love my wife. We're going to swim. We're going to bowl. If you want to play golf, all of that's great. But I can promise you this: bring a notepad, because it can be a life-changing meeting. It doesn't have to be. If you walk away and say, "Boy, I really enjoyed that," well, what'd you get out of it? Oh, it was fun. It was it. You missed the whole picture. Missed the whole picture. I will sit up late night. I will get up early over coffee, and I will pour into you everything I got for the 2 or 3 days we're together to help you become a better person, to help you help others become a better person. We can't do this by ourselves, folks. We need thousands and thousands of people to change the economy, to change the country, to move things in the right direction, to get back to entrepreneurship, get back to the free enterprise system. We've gotten our priorities out of line. And that's why it doesn't matter. I have nothing to do with any of you on this call. I don't make a dime. But, man, I'll get mine in the end. I'm good. If I can help somebody, then that's all I want to do. So build it in your mind. See, when you walk around where I live, I will tell you, these pictures were bought in Hawaii 5 years before I broke ground. That's a vision. I knew what the wall was going to be. I knew what picture needed to be there. I knew there was going to be a fish pond. I knew there was going to be a dolphin theme. And I bought statues of dolphins 5 years before I broke ground. I brought things to go on the wall in the pool house. You know what you know, okay? But once it's in your mind, folks, there's a lot of people that leave this world with an amazing vision in their mind. They never do anything about it. They're scared. We talked about fear last week. We talked about that dream. We talked about why people don't do it. Well, get it out of your mind and get it on paper. It starts to become real if you can see it. See, I remember flying on airplanes and drawing out my vision and drawing out my home and putting the measurements to it in the way I want it to look. And I remember people looking at me, what is that? I'm like, it's the blueprint for my new home. Yeah, right. I'm like, yep, right. Correct. It is. Please get me a cup of coffee. Thank you. Yeah, I'm not rude, but they don't believe you. People have lost the hope to dream. That's our job. That's our task. That's our calling, to get people back in that business. Now, once it's on paper, folks, that's the second step. Then you got to go build it. So many of you have got it in your mind. You say, "This, I want this. I want this. I did this, and I put it down. Here's a list. I got my dream board. I got all this stuff up. Great. Now you got to build it. You're leaving out the work. The little four-letter word that nobody likes. WORK. Build it. Do it. Make it happen. So in your mind, put it on paper and go to work. That's 3 simple steps that we could stop, hang up, and move on with the rest of our day. But there's some things inside of that I really want you to understand. They have a contest running right now, okay? And no offense to these two guys, we don't talk every day, all right? But I throw the word contest out of my vocabulary. A contest, to me, is somebody running up, ringing the bell, getting a prize, and going back to normal. I like to call it a promotion, a promo. Now, why is that? Because every contest I've ever won, listen to me close, I've never changed my work ethic or my morals or standards or anything to win a contest. But in my 37 years of being in the industry I'm in, I've never missed a trip. Never. But I didn't get up every morning working for the trip. I got up every morning working for my vision. I got up every morning knowing what my mind was, what was on paper, and ultimately what I wanted to build. So if I do that every single day of my life, and my dreams and aspirations are big enough, you will never beat me. You can't, because I'm doing it every day. I'm not just doing it a 30-day window. I've got a habit coming in, a work ethic, and all of the things that need to be done that I don't care if you announce the promo on the 15th of July or you announce it and backdate it to the 1st, okay? Because I'm already winning. I'm already doing every single day what I need to do, and the promo is just something you giving me to do what I'm already doing anyway. But some of you don't have the right work ethics, if I can say it that way. Therefore, when somebody puts a carrot in front of you, you say, okay, I'm going to go do this to win that. We already lost, because you should already be doing this. It should already be happening. If you got to do something new, you got to be trained to do it. If you're mentally trained, physically trained, spiritually trained, in place, your vision, knowing where you're going, knowing the direction, and somebody throws a promo on you, you just walk right through it, and you win it. See, I had a vision of being number 1 at Goodyear. So literally, I left there in 1985. I still hold the record for the most tires built in an 8-hour period. Just a little something that I wanted to do. Nobody's beat it. 37 years. Okay? Being number one is not easy, but it's simple. It's simple. Okay? You just understand where you're going, keep you focused, don't let anything deter you, and do what you got to do on a day-to-day basis, and you wake up number one. So let's talk about what you have to do on a day-to-day basis, okay? I'm going to give you 6 steps. 6 steps. And this is developing a building mentality, all right? So let's compare this. I think everybody on the phone can agree that we understand to some extent what a master builder does when he's building something, a master contractor, whatever you'd like to call it. So I'm sitting here in my building, all right? And I can see walls, I can see lights, I can see light switches, and I'm smart enough to know all of that had to be planned out before the wall went up. So the building contractor had to know where the light switch was going to be, where the light was going to be, where the wires had to be, so the electrician comes in and just hooks them up. You can't say, wait a minute, the walls are up. How do we get lights up there? We got to take the walls back down. We got to take sheetrock off the walls. We got 5 stories in the building. I'm making up, mine's 1 story. We got 5 stories in the building. So we got to get bathrooms in every building. So let's see where we should take our pipes and our drains and the water lines. We'll put it in this corner and we'll make a little cutout and everything will go straight up. Now, when you get to the 2nd floor, the bathroom is in the same location as the 1st floor and the 3rd floor and the 4th and the 5th. Just makes sense. 1 cutout. Okay? So you have to have the picture there. So number 1 for the master builder, he or she will envision the completed project before he starts to build. So he has to have a vision, usually coming from his client. Here's what I want. Here's what I want it to look like. Here's how big I want it. Tell me what it looks like. So he starts from nothing and takes that vision and says, okay, here's what it's got to look like. So what does that equate to on us? You have to have a clear mental picture of leading thousands of people. Folks, not hundreds, not tens, thousands. If you're going to be successful to the tune that these 2 men on this phone are successful, it's going to be thousands of people. If you can't see yourself leading thousands of people, it's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. Now, I relate it to our family. The head of the household leads the family. If it's 2 children, 3 children, 5 children, if you take the same principles that you do there and apply it to your business, it works on thousands just like it works on 1. If you do it 1 time, you can do it again. Okay? Now, here's the thing. A lot of time, people's vision, you can't stretch it but so much. So when you come and you see 30,000 square feet, you say, well, I can never do that. You're done. Stick a fork in it. You're done. Okay? But you do it bite-sized pieces and step it up a little bit at a time. But here's the key. Your vision, that clear mental picture, has to be big enough to allow the people under you to obtain what they want to obtain. See, shame on you if it's just big enough for you. That's one of the most asked questions I get is, what's your vision? It's unlimited. My vision is to be as big as I need to be to help you obtain your vision, whatever that is. So mine's always going to be ahead of yours. I'm going to be dreaming bigger than you're dreaming. I'm going to be putting things together that's going to work way down the road. You know, and the gentleman that I talked to yesterday that was looking and confused. And I took about an hour and a half over the phone and painted him a picture of the difference in us, not we're better, not talking about somebody being worse, but the difference in us and all the other people that do what I do, because I know them all. And I said, here's the way ours works, here's the way theirs works. You tell me which is better. Here's what we do, here's what they do. Tell me which is better. Da, 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 da. He said, I got to meet you in person. He said, they're all after me. And after talking to you, I got to meet you in person. I want to sit down with you. He happens to be in Dallas, and I happen to be sitting down with him next Tuesday. I will fly to Dallas. Okay? So the master builder envisions the completed project before it starts. You have to have a clear mental picture. Just write these down side by side. Draw a line between them, okay, of leading thousands. The second step for the master builder is he has to have a blueprint drawn up in great detail, which is what I was talking about in the very beginning. It has to be every detail there, nothing left out. So what does that relate to with you? You have to prepare a plan to reach the goals as shown on page 36 of Think and Grow Rich. There's 6 steps there. If you get the brand new book, I think it's on page 17. They've reprinted one. Okay? It's either going to be on page 17 or 36. How do I know that? Because I've looked at it. And I look at it weekly. And there's 6 steps there to having your goal and making it come true. All right? So you go get the book, go online, pull it up, read that page. If you don't read anything else, read that page. So when you say goals, all right, that takes it a step further. You got your mental picture, now you got goals. All right? Now goals, I've never hit a monthly goal. I'll just tell you right now, never hit it. It's too far out. Now, forget hitting an annual goal. It ain't going to happen. How do you eat an elephant sandwich? One bite at a time. All right? So what I decided to do is when I never hit a monthly goal, I said, I want to make $10,000 this month. Well, we're human, and we procrastinate. We put off tomorrow what we don't want to do today. So when that happens, I basically said, well, I missed a week. I'm okay. I'm pretty good. I can get it done in 3 weeks. I missed another week. I'm okay. It'll happen. I can get 2 weeks. I got it. I'll hit it. Missed the 3rd week. I'm like, I better get busy. I'm running out of time. I go out and make a couple thousand. So I missed my goal. And this went on for years. And I'm not figuring out how it's happening. And through reading, getting on a call like this, hearing somebody say it, somewhere it came to me. I don't have an original thought in my head. Okay? Somewhere it came to me. All right? Pastor Kenny said the other week on the call, beginning of the week, lie, cheat, and steal. Lie awake at night, cheat yourself out of sleep, and steal every idea you can come up with. All right? So, bottom line, I said, what would happen after listening to these people if I did weekly goals? Okay? Now I need to make $2,500 a week times 4. So if I miss 1 week, don't make anything, I got to roughly make $3,300 times 3 and $5,000 times 2. In doing that, I started making $10,000 to $12,000 a month overnight. Revelation overnight, boom, it happened. So I'm making $10,000 to $12,000 a month, 6 figures. Never done it in my life. Now, less than 2% of the population will ever do that. Folks, we talk about millions. Let's just talk about 100,000s. You're in a pretty elite club just to get there first. Then we'll go to millions, bite-sized pieces. All right? So I said, if that worked, what would happen if I do daily? I said, I want to work Monday through Friday, be off on Saturday with my family, go to church on Sunday, and relax. Okay? Perfect scenario. So that means I got to make $500 a day times 5 days. Okay, if I miss one, I got to make 600 times 4. If I miss another one, 800 times 3. You get the picture. So I held myself accountable. And I had and still do, reward and punish system built in for me. If I hit my goal by Friday, I rewarded myself and I'd go with my kids. If I didn't, I punished myself. The kids could go with their mom. I had to work because I didn't do what I was supposed to do. But you can bet I'd be there next week. Now, in saying it that way, I went out and made 7 figures, million. Then I said, what would happen if I go hourly? So now, hourly, every hour on the hour, half the time when I hang up with people, I don't even say bye because I'm dialing the number to call somebody else. Every hour on the hour, I check up. I was making $650,000 a month. Same person, same neighborhood, same clothes on. The only thing changed was my attitude inside. Okay? Internal is what changed. Now, I'm going to share something with you I read the other day. And I've done it and built it up in a slide. Okay? And it says coincidence or not. And if you take the alphabet and go across, and I do so many calls, I might have already told you all this, I apologize. But I'm making calls every day to different groups. But bottom line, A equals 1, B equals 2, C equals 3, all the way to 26. Okay? And then you write down knowledge. And you take the number that applies to it and put it under the K, the N, and you go across. Knowledge equals 98%. So people say, I got to know everything. Well, it's only 98% of the deal. You can't substitute for 100%. That's all. So bottom line, if you look under hard work, right, and add it up, it's 96%. So what I'm saying is knowledge and hard work are important. But put attitude down and put the numbers under. It equals 100%. And you tell me if that's a coincidence or not. It's your attitude, not your aptitude, that'll get you to your ultimate altitude. I'll say that one more time. It's your attitude, not your aptitude, that'll get you to your ultimate altitude. Doesn't matter how smart you are. Doesn't matter how perfect you are. You have a bad attitude, it's over. Attitude is all or nothing. I don't think it's a coincidence. I think it works out that way because it was designed to be. You can't beat attitude. All right? So put your goals down, understand them, share them with somebody. All that's going to be in there. Number 3, the master builder determines how much raw material, supplies, workers that are needed to complete the project. So you can't show up with a wheelbarrow and a shovel. I mean, you're going to have some trucks, you're going to have some backhoes, you got to dig a footing. So you got to figure out everything you need to complete the project. All right? So what does that mean on our side of the fence? You got to determine how many prospects, interviews, recruits, sales, leaders you need to be leading thousands of people. So that's your material list. It's the same list that this master builder has to build to go down to build skyscrapers. All right? So it's a very simple equation right there. If you know how many people you have to talk to get X amount of people to join you, to get X amount of people to actually do something, to get X amount of people to buy in to what you're doing, that's your ratios. If you can determine your ratios, all you got to do is break that down to a monthly basis, then a weekly basis, then a daily basis, then an hourly basis. What do you need to be doing every hour of every day that you've allotted to work on this business? That's 8 hours, 10 hours, whatever. And then there's a pretty simple procedure. You take 10 pennies and you put them in your right pocket. And you don't go home in the evening until you move those 10 pennies to your left pocket. That's holding yourself accountable. Those 10 pennies could be you prospecting, meeting someone at Starbucks, talking to them about the opportunity, trying to obtain their number, trying to get their email address to send them some information. Ever what you're doing, you move a penny over. If you sit down at somebody's home and actually show the plan, move a penny. But 10 pennies minimum are moved per day. If you do that 6 days a week, that's 60 pennies. This is a numbers game, folks. You can't beat the numbers, and the numbers can't beat you. And if you do the things that I'm telling you today, every single day, you will win the promo every time. You will win it. So it's not setting yourself out to win it. It's doing what you got to do every day to win in life and then getting the extras that come with it. That's just a perk. That's something that you got for doing what you're supposed to be doing anyway. And you can't beat consistency. If somebody's taking 5 pennies and moving them every day, and you're just out here going by the seat of your pants, they're going to beat you. And then all of a sudden you say, I got a week left. I got to get busy. You can't catch up. Consistency is hard to beat. Day in and day out. Day in and day out. Over and over and over. Numbers game. You can't beat them. They can't beat you. Promise you. They're going to work. Okay? Number 4 for the master builder. He has to determine how much it's going to cost to do the job. See, if I'm asking him to build this building for me, I just can't have a blank sheet of paper and he gets to the end and his offers, he said it's $3.2 million and it's only worth $1 million. I mean, that don't make any sense. We got to know what it's going to cost. Here's a hard one for you folks, number 4. I'm going to lose half the people on the call. Mentally, I'm going to lose them. Determine how much energy and time it'll take and what things must be eliminated or sacrificed in your life. Folks, that's tough. I don't care who you are. I don't care how positive you are. That's a tough one. But that's a major step. What are you willing to give up? See, there's no choice in life. There's only 2. You pay the price in advance or you suffer the consequences in the end. And we all see the consequences. People retiring, broke, can't afford to eat, can't afford to do anything, and go back to work and work till they die. Okay, that's the consequences. I would much rather pay the price in advance. Now, here's the problem. The price in advance that you think it is. Okay, here's the misconception that people have in their mind. Everything that Dr. Breakthrough and Pastor Kenny are saying to you is absolutely 100% the gospel. It's the truth. Follow the step-by-step leadership that you've got. It's some of the best in the country. All right? However, the price that you determine in your mind after listening to them that you're willing to pay is not even close to the real price it's going to be. That's the problem. If you're not even willing to pay that price, nobody ever pays the real price because it's always a bigger price. But look at the reward. When you hear them say mailbox money, that sounds cute. But do you realize you get up every day, go to the mailbox, and now it's not even mailbox. I just get up every day and look at my checking account. And the money's there. While I sleep, it's deposited into my checking account. Okay? That's amazing. You don't even have to leave home to go get it. But if you think that was easy over the last 37 years, you're wrong. It's simple, but it's every day. It's doing it when you don't feel good. It's doing it when it's hot outside. It's doing it when it's cold. It's doing it when it's raining. It's doing it when it's snowing. It's doing it when you want to go on vacation, but you can't. But then, folks, you'll be able to take all the vacations you want. So there's a price to pay. Okay? But that thing of determining how much energy and time and the things that you have to eliminate. This is a scary one, but sometimes Your friends go away. And folks, nobody talks about that, but I think that's real. My own family turned on me. Who do you think you are? You think you're special? You think you're better than us? You think you're supposed to live in a different place? Stay right here with us. This is when we were born. We're happy. That's the thinking of average, ordinary people. We're okay. And I'm like, I still love my family. I still love my sister. But I don't want to live like she lived. Doesn't make me better. It just makes me different. Okay? So, folks, when you start acting different, walking different, talking different, people are going to look at you different. And either they come go with you, or in the end, they admire what you did, and they wish they'd have come go with you. I have so many people say, man, when you left Goodyear, we thought you was crazy. But look at you today. I'm the same person that built tires, buddy. I've just been molded and shaped and had a lot of people pour into me what I needed to do to change, to make things happen in my life. And I offered that to you. Well, I wish 1,000 times I'd have went with you. It's not too late. No, I'm stuck. I'm here. Mentality, I'm here. Okay? So determine what energy and what you want to eliminate and sacrifice. There are sacrifices, folks. The master builder on number 5 sets a deadline for completion. See, if they don't hit their deadline, they have to pay the person that's building it, because the person that's building it was actually putting the money up through the bank, wherever they got the money, and they have a deadline to start paying this. And I'm not going to sit here and pay on a building that I can't get rent out of. That don't make sense. So when my note comes due, you best have my building ready. If not, you paying the payment. So set a deadline for completion. This one's tough right here. I talked about it a little bit. This is a different. Remember I said set your goals back in number 2? Weekly, hour, all that stuff. This one's different. Set daily, weekly, monthly, yearly, multi-yearly deadlines for accomplishment. That's not a goal. The goal is, I'm going to do this by this date. The deadline is, this is going to be done by this date, or it's going to cost me. So you need deadlines on what you're going to accomplish. See, when somebody offers me a promo, I break it down in what I need to do my best, and then I divide it all the way down to hourly. And every hour I'm thinking about, did I do something to do everything I'm supposed to be doing, and is this going to keep me ahead in the promo? But I do it every day anyway, so it becomes natural for me just to keep doing it. But if you're not doing that, you need to start doing it. And then when the promo is over, you don't need to quit doing it. You keep doing it, because the real promo is ultimately mailbox money, leading thousands of people. Okay? Weekly, monthly, yearly, multi-yearly deadlines for accomplishment. Number 6 for the master builder is 2 parts, A and B. He develops a business plan. He has to hire painters, brick masons, plumbers, electricians, roofers, laborers, carpenters, subcontractors, all of that. So he has to put the plan together now, plan of action to get the job done by the deadline, based on the cost, determined on how much raw material he's got to get there to cover the plans that he drew up after the vision was set. So it all falls together. And B, he has to negotiate constant, sufficient cash flow to finish the job and stay in business. Normally that's with a bank. So he'll go get a contractor's loan, construction loan. I've done it. And then you got X amount of time to pay the loan off, which means there's your deadline. And the guy or gal building the building has a deadline on you. So you're held accountable. That's all that is. Now, we're in the free enterprise system because we want to be independent. We want to be our own deal. We want to do, but there's still accountability. You'll never leave here without accountability. It's got to be accountable to something, somebody. Okay? So number 6 for us is developing a business plan. I don't mean you got to go out here and put something on a spreadsheet and do this and X minus Y equals 3 cross W, all that stuff. No. But you've got to develop a business plan. Your business plan is going to be recruit, train, and develop new people. Pretty simple. We call it hire, train, and develop new people. Now, some people get the first step. Okay, I'm a great prospector. I can find lots of people. Man, I can recruit. When it comes to step 2, man, I don't say I'll take time to train them. They're supposed to know what they know. Wrong answer. Wrong answer. I don't care if you're brand new in this business or if you've been in it as long as we have. You got to train the people. Just because somebody works a job, just because somebody runs a business in the form of a building or lawyer or whatever, that don't mean they know what you know. That don't mean they know anything about the free enterprise system. And without training, they don't know what to do. You ever had people come, get all excited at a meeting, sign up, jump in, and a week later you can't find them? Whose fault is it? It's not theirs. You say, oh, the alligators got them. This got them. This got them. No, you got them. You didn't call them back. You didn't train them. You was just trying to get them in to get a recruit to get further down the line to get your promotion. Shame on you. They don't know they got to do all these steps. They've never done this before. You got to teach them. Why do you think they have this call every single morning, 6 and 7 days a week to train? Okay? And the second part is develop people. And this is so important. If you think the Philip Hudgins that barely made it through high school, that couldn't spell cat, that wouldn't stand up in front of the room and do an oral book report because he was so shy, is the same Philip Hudgins today talking to you on this phone? Absolutely, 1,000% no. I'm different. And I thank God every day that I had a handful of mentors that poured into me. They saw something that I didn't see. They saw something that I didn't even know what they saw. And at times I'd scratch my head saying, why am I so fortunate to be in front of these people and they're just pouring everything into me? How did that happen? But I listened. I was a student. I was a sponge. I was like Pastor Kenny. I wrote it down. And I went back and I studied it and studied it and studied it. And I tried to get my behavior pattern where they were and what they were doing. But thank God they poured into me. Man, you need to thank God every night for these two men on this phone. Because they're paying a heck of a price. You say, well, they're getting paid. No, they don't do it for the money. Neither one of them is needy and neither one of them is greedy. I've met both of them. I broke bread with them. I prayed with them. Forget about that. That's not why they're here. They're here because of you. And I'm going to give you a secret this morning. Without somebody like them, most of us on this phone don't have a shot in life. See, that's when it gets real to you. That's when you know you're at the right place with the right people at the right time. But are you going to listen? Are you going to apply the principles that's taught to you every morning over and over and over? Or are you just going to say, great job, appreciate you, love the speaker, and go do the same thing you did yesterday? Folks, nothing changes, nothing changes. We all know the definition of insanity. Continue to do what you've always done, expect different results. It ain't going to happen. You can't touch the pant leg on my shirt and say, whew, it's going to rub off. That's not true. It's not. It's not true. So recruit, train, and develop people. That's what we do. Develop people into where they want to be at their level. Okay? Now, part B over here on number 6 was negotiate constant, sufficient cash flow to finish the job. Part B for us is you got to make enough personal sales, training sales, whatever fits with you, and always be recruiting direct to you. You can't hire somebody that's a stud and say, Tag, I got you, and sit back and wait for the mailbox money to come. That don't work. These people are going to code you out. They're going to move over. They're going to get in a different leg. You got to support them. You got to be the person. So you got to make enough personal sales, training sales, recruiting enough people to keep your spread balanced for you and your family to ensure significant cash flow while you're developing your leaders. So it's not, what do I do today? Recruit or sell? Both. What do I do tomorrow? Sell or recruit? Both. What do I do the next day? Both. you got to make enough money up front, and you got to make it long enough to stay in business. See, it's a lot of business in business. It's a lot of things that have to be done. But number one, you can't run out of money and have the pressure put on you and have your dream taken care away from you again. That's happened over and over and over in your life, if you'll be honest with yourself. You were in a vehicle. The vehicle worked. People around you were making millions. You couldn't make it work. You know why? Because you didn't work. You didn't put these principles to play. You just hit and miss. This one ain't it. I'm looking for the next best thing. You probably passed through 3 of the next best things, at least, minimum, until you figure out that it's all internal and you got to change and do something different to get different results. It ain't never going to happen. So stay in business long enough to be in business. Now, I'm telling you, when I've worked the hardest, I made the least. When I've worked the least, I've made millions. But you got to lay the game plan out, just like I explained it to you this morning, before you're ever going to make the millions. Okay? So 6 simple steps on building your mentality, becoming an empire builder. Okay? And it starts in your mind, put it on paper, and then do it. Okay? Dr. Breakthrough, I'm back to you, buddy.
Wow. Did y'all get that? Man, thank you, Philip. That was powerful, practical, straight down the line. Did you hear what he said? When he worked the hardest, he made the least. And when he worked the least, he made the most after, because the foundation was laid. And so, folks, I'm telling you, those of you who right now you don't see things happening, you just got to keep working it. You're laying that foundation. It's like when I'm at the gym in the mornings early, and I had to say what Muhammad Ali said. I just kind of changed a little bit. But he said, I hated every moment of working out, because he would get up 4 o'clock in the morning, work out. He said, I hated every moment of working out, but I said to myself, suffer today and live the rest of your life a champion. Well, I just manipulated a little bit and said I hate most moments of working out, but I said to myself, suffer today and live the rest of the day a champion, and then do it all over again tomorrow. And so I get to I decide whether I'm going to be a champion for the day or be a chump. Come on, somebody. And so you just got to do it. So thank you, Philip. Powerful. And I love what you said, because, you know, when I first joined this industry many years ago, and they were talking about the contest and all that, I was like, I'm not worried about that, man. All I do is love people and help people. And like you said, I won every contest. And I didn't even know. Like then they started saying, can you teach? I'm like, no, y'all don't want me to teach, because I don't even believe like y'all believe. But again, it comes from the core. When you really love people, when you're on fire, you know, when you find something that you know can empower other people and create a win-win-win scenario. So again, thank you, my brother. Powerful information. And folks, you have heard it today. I trust that you receive it. Coach 100K, man, I'm telling you, y'all better, wow. Hope y'all appreciate what you got. By the way, Philip was on the line the other day. I never even told him about I'm having Jerry Clark on. He must have saw it on Facebook, and here he jumped on to make sure that he heard Jerry Clark. See, that's what I'm saying, my friend. Y'all don't even understand. You don't even understand. You know, you hear me saying this July declaration. You don't know I do it 4, 5, 6 times a day myself. Not, you don't understand. So I want you, though, to receive this, and I want you to step up, because it's your time. I keep telling you, your time as a caterpillar has expired. Your wings are now ready. Coach 100K.
Shark. My God, I took every note. I took it twice. I'm excited, Dr. Breakthrough. Dr. Hudgins, I always call him Doctor. They are, doctor. But, sir, this is Bubba speaking. Just glad that you know that you had such great value to us today. I took all 6 points down, and I found myself wanting. I found myself in some areas I could correct and tighten up on. That's what it's all about, becoming better every single day. And so thank you for all you give to us and all you do.
Yes, sir. It's an honor to be on here.
All right.